Thank you for watching the show Beef. I am very appreciative of all the feedback and comments, and I'm excited to hopefully bring you season 2. Yes. I think mine is 77 inches, but yes, the same. I really loved it because it's, to get the real deep black, it's very difficult with most TVs, especially in rooms that have light coming in. But even in the daytime, the OLED, the blacks are very, very black, and the colors are true to the color that we are looking at when we're color correcting. So it's very nice that there's no loss happening. We spend so much time in post-production making sure the image is perfect, and oftentimes people, when they watch on their home TVs, settings aren't correct and the blacks aren't that black, and so it's really nice to see the image that created actually show up correctly. Yes, 4 films that would look great on the OLED. I think, well, definitely for sure, Director Park's Handmaiden. I think that would look incredible on this. That has such rich colors. Ryu Sung-hee, the production designer, has such incredible sets, and I think the colors are so vibrant. I think that would look incredible on this. I think maybe Director Bong's Mother would look really great on this. There's some really wonderful night scenes in that movie, and then of course the mother dancing in the field. I would love to see that on the OLED. I think Paul Thomas Anderson's There Will Be Blood would look very good on this. A lot of oil, a lot of rich blacks. And I think Ari Aster's Midsommar would look very, very good on this, because that movie actually has very little darkness. It's such a very bright movie, but he does such an incredible job of creating tension and horror in a bright environment. And I think with the contrast on the OLED, that movie would look incredible. What scenes to watch on the LG OLED? I think episode 9 scenes would be really nice. There is a particular scene when Jordan, after she kind of gets crushed by a door, and then the whole building's atmosphere changes, and there's fog, and the lights turn, lights turn red. And that scene will probably look really nice on the OLED because there's a lot of rich colors that will come through very well on the TV. And that goes into a lot of nighttime stuff with the car chase and the escape. And you really need good true blacks to have that scene look good. So I think the end of 9 will probably be very nice on the LG OLED. Yeah, and then all of episode 10 too. It happens in nature, and there's a lot of night scenes, and so a lot of the earth tones and those colors will come through very nice on the OLED, I think. And this scene will probably look good too, the club scene, because it's very dark. Yeah, very good colors. Yeah. The show is loosely inspired by a road rage that happened to me, but when I was experiencing it, it was kind of funny because, I think cars are, literal bubbles that we're all moving around in, and we don't know what's going on in someone else's bubble, and we always project and pretend to know. And so I thought that was a very interesting, microcosm for life in general. And so, and so that's why I sort of wanted to use road rage as the inciting incident. And, but of course, it starts with anger, and then the show becomes about a lot of other emotions as well. Yeah, we worked together on Tuca and Birdie, but I actually didn't know Ali that well on Tuca and Birdie, because I was just one of many writers. But I had known Steven for a very long time. We had been good friends, and so it was really nice to get to know Ali better. And I'd never worked with Steven before, and so it was definitely, we became very fast, close friends immediately. And I think having them on so early in the development of the show, they were on as executive producers even before we sold it to Netflix. And so I think that allows me as a writer to really craft the characters specifically for them. And I think that's why the characters fit so well for them, is that we constantly talked and we constantly collaborated, and it wasn't like me just alone writing and then I just hand it to them. A lot of back and forth ideas, and so I think that's really what makes these characters kind of have a little bit more spark to them, is our collaboration. So it was very rare and very special that I know on so many shows this doesn't happen, and so I'm very, very grateful for our friendship. Yeah. The meaning of her smile. I think we really wanted to show two people who don't have purpose in life, and they are very lost inside. And I think this incident and this person that she can now put all of her focus on gives her actually a sense of purpose that she was missing, and it's actually somehow almost a happy, joyful experience. Even when they're running away and they're coming out of the house and she's running after him, they're laughing and smiling almost like they're kids playing like a tag or something. And so, I think sometimes in life, even the most darker or tragic things can sometimes inspire purpose and meaning. And so that's what we wanted to show through that smile. I don't even know that I was doing it intentionally. I wanted to have crows as a symbol, and then the witch was sort of based on a lot of children's books that I had read growing up. And I guess just naturally, a lot of these symbols seem to have black in it. So it definitely wasn't as intentional as I thought it was going to be, but I was just picking things that from my life that I sort of resonate with in terms of whether it be the witch or the crows or the void or the ground. And I guess for some reason all those things in life are black. I think the feeling that both characters are struggling with inside, a lot of people call that feeling the void. And so this emptiness. And I think, black in the absence of light definitely captures that very well. It's funny, Steven's last two movies also have a lot of fire in it. Minari has fire, and Burning has fire as well. And so maybe in some ways this was finishing his fire trilogy. But yeah, no, I think, similar to the crows and the black and everything, I think just naturally, a lot of the things I was gravitating towards seemed to have fire in it, probably because, there's something about setting things on fire, the destruction of it, that feels, it's like the phoenix. The phoenix burns down and it has to become ashes in order for it to rise again. And so, I think that sort of symbolism of fire throughout, ancient literature has that significance. And I think, a lot of this stuff I sort of, I guess stumbled into. I didn't really, I didn't start with the idea of like, oh, I want fire to be a theme. It just kind of naturally happened. And so, I think a lot of things in Beef, it was just mostly just looking at my life and other people's lives, and then trying to put that into the show, and then it just kind of almost organically becomes its own thing, and its own themes start to arise. So I wish I could say I was really smart enough to plan a lot of these themes carefully, but it was sort of a little bit accidental, yeah. Well, when I first started developing Beef, there was a quote by Carl Jung, the psychologist, that was sort of the guiding principle for the show. And his quote, he says, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." And so I think I really wanted to write a show where two people were able to express a lot of the darker and ugly things inside and realize that, oh, they're actually the same. And in that connection of being able to almost look in the mirror and see someone that has all the same mistakes and flaws as yourself, but they're still there in the bed next to you at the end. I think that's a very, maybe one of the most powerful actions we can show another human being is, despite the flaws, that you will still stand by them. And so, I think that that's something that I know is very important in my life, and I think looking around, I see that we all need to try and show that more. And so, that's why, that was ultimately the real, main message of the show. Yes, of course. Yes, I would love to. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting Beef, and hope to see you all again soon. Thanks.